So the role of the mayor is, according to charter, to be one of 9 votes. And there are actually 2 things that the mayor is required to do by charter. One is lead the meetings, the public meetings, and where we vote and where we discuss. And the second is to be a representative for the City of Holland on the Macatawa Area Coordinating Council. Everything beyond that is a choice. It's a part-time position, so it's up to the mayor for whatever involvement you would like to have in other things around the city. I really see my role as being a connector for all the different visions that are happening around the city. I think the role for me in running the meetings for City Council is to help things proceed in a civil, reasonable way, so that each person that comes to speak to council is respected and appreciated, because it's their opinion, and they may not even live in Holland, but they feel strongly about something. And so it's important that each person be valued for whatever they think, and that also each council member be valued for whatever they think. And hopefully together we can come up with a decision that has at least a 5-4 vote to get it through council. So my part is to be a part of those discussions. I try not to control discussions. I'm sure you've been to, people have been to a lot of meetings, and I try to wait till late in the discussion to offer my opinion so that there's free discussion of whatever the issue is among the members of council. As mayor, I think it's important for me to know what's going on in the community, to be a part of the celebrations of the community, to walk with the community through tragedy if something difficult happens, to be kind of the person that represents how they might feel or care about something that happens. And I guess that's a little bit of the emotional intelligence of the community, that I would hope to be that for them, and that I could be a part of both sides, celebration and negative things that happen. And sometimes you can't solve things for people, but you can at least be with them and show that you care and that you value what they think. And even though we may not control the decisions of, federal government or the state government, we on the ground here at the local level do have an open door. And we want to care about what you're doing and how you're doing it. And that is such an exciting privilege. Holland City Council is set up so that we hire one person. And so that is the city manager. And he really, or she, is really the person who runs the city. It's set up as a CEO. And we are the board that gives policy, decides on budgeting and all of that. But once we do that, once we set all of that, it's handed to a city manager. And that is the person that really is the synergizer for all the things that happen, and the one that is all the other employees report to, and the one that inspires the heads of all the departments and really grows that vision for what council has decided where we're going. So that is a huge responsibility, and we are right in the throes of that in deciding on a company. And we really feel good about both the companies, but we want to feel great about the company we ultimately decide on. So we're going to another level with bringing the people in rather than making a decision based on Skyping them. And that's pretty fussy, but it's worth being fussy because this is a big decision. Well, first and foremost, I don't want to put a proliferation of short-term rentals, not in commercial zones. We just voted for that on Wednesday night, to expand Airbnb in all the commercial zones in the city, and also to have it as possible for planned unit development areas where they can decide on the rules of their group. And that's wonderful. But we also have to figure out the next level of controlling the use of empty homes and selling them for short-term rentals only, almost a motel-like concept inside neighborhoods. So I'm very concerned about that, because every house that's put into short-term rentals is a house that a family with young children who may be kind of struggling financially can't live. And so affordable housing, we need to protect what we have as much as we can. So after that, then talking affordable housing in other places is a big deal. I was there at the MAC when we had their presentation from United Way, and I was also there when United Way came to council to report about the same thing that they had talked about at the MAC. And everyone listens, thinks about it, says, yeah, that is an issue. We don't know exactly how to solve it, but we need to keep thinking about it, and we need to bring people together. And this is another example of where government can't solve everything. And we need to bring all these good-hearted, compassionate nonprofits and other types of organizations to get their ideas as well. Well, I love the idea of people renting out a room in their house. I think, a lot of times they can't quite make the payments on the house, like a widow, and and then she needs to keep up this house. And if she would like to have that room rented out on a regular basis, I think it adds vibrancy to her life, and it helps her make the payments. But we still have a person in the neighborhood that people know and they can talk to, and is a part of the fabric of the good life of that area. And so I love that. I love the idea that Holland will let you rent out your entire house for up to 20 days a year, and you don't even have to step in City Hall. You can just do that on your own. You can advertise on Airbnb. You can do whatever you'd like. I think that's great. As a part of our history with Tulip Time, we kind of put that in there, and that's a wonderful opportunity for people. I love that. When we step to the level of, and bed and breakfast is great. If you have more than one room you're going to rent out, if it's 2 or more rooms of your house that you would like to rent out, you can do that 365 days a year as you can do the one room, but you have to come to City Hall and get a permit, and then we watch over it a little bit because we have the health, safety, and welfare of the public coming here. And so we feel that's being responsible for the public, and that's what I would want when I go to someplace else. So that, I think that is wonderful. When we get to the level, and now, as of Wednesday, you can have short-term rentals, Airbnb in the commercial zones. So neighborhood commercial zones like South Shore Village can be developed in a way that includes housing above the stores, and then people can be there on a short-term basis and come and go and enjoy the water and be near DeBoer Bakery when that opens up, and all the other restaurants that are there, and the fabric of life there. They'll support those neighborhood commercial zones, and also downtown. People will be able to be short-term renters downtown as well, and I think they're going to really love that. So I am excited about you putting that commercial activity in commercial zones. Where I have pause is when we buy a house that's in the neighborhood and we empty it of people. The moving van comes, takes everything out of that house, and new people buy it. They may remodel it into a very nice house, but then the only people that are there are suitcase people coming and going. You don't know who's going to be there when or for how long, and that changes the sense of community in a neighborhood. I think we approach situations differently. I think we approach people differently. I really work to kind of listen to the people, figure out what they're thinking, where they're going, and I try to put that in the context of a bigger picture to figure out how could that fit with what we're doing here, what other people are doing, and try to connect those things. And sometimes people may not agree with me, but I really want to hear them out, because maybe initially I don't think I agree with them, but as I hear them, I understand better what they're thinking. And then when we can go to a level where we understand principles that we agree on, then I think we come to a much better chance of working together toward a goal. I don't see my role as somebody that decides what I want and I keep pushing till I get it, no matter what. I am not here to push you to agree with me. I'm not here to get angry at you till you agree with me. I'm not here to bring all kinds of people against you till you agree with me. I want to persuade you to think about it. I want to find points of connection with you so that we can work together going forward. And there's a real difference with how we make our points and how we work with people. And I think it's people really need to think about that. You don't vote for an issue, you're voting for a person. So you want to elect the person that you want to represent your city in celebrations, in difficult situations, someone that will preside over meetings in a way that is civil and gracious, in a way that will make people want to be involved in the city and its government. You want somebody that is going to say things you're proud of when they represent your city. You want to walk away saying, yeah, you know, I don't know what I would have said, but you know, I think that was good. And I really take this position seriously. It's not about me.